All right, are you ready for Computer Depot and Thomas Hill?
Yeah!
All right,
Good morning. How are you all doing this morning? My name is Thomas Hill. I own Computer Depot. This is my wife, Rebecca Hill. Thank you. She's the brains of the operation. So let me give you a little bit of history about Computer Depot first. We started in 1998, so we're roughly 18 years old or so. We currently have 4 retail locations. We have retail locations in both Knox and Sevier County. 2 of those locations are here in Sevier County, the Seymour and Sevierville store that I've talked about. We've been in Sevier County now for over 8 years. In the past 6 or 7 years, we have started to develop a branch off from that called Computer Depot Business Solutions. This is a part of our company that focuses on business clients. And what that company does is we primarily do the security aspect, the backing up aspect, making sure that your data stays safe, making sure that your business identity stays safe. We're going to have a little bit of fun today. I'm going to try not to bore you to death, but I do want to give you some important information about keeping your identity and keeping your business data safe. I've created a booklet that is on your table, and you are more than welcome to take this with you. Page 8 is going to be kind of where we're at a little bit as far as talking about the different aspects of what we do. So with that, we're going to go ahead and get started.
Who am I? I'm a problem solver. Email goes down, Wi-Fi blows up. When things get busy, I get busy and solve problems. Of course it worked. I'm a bouncer. Letting the good stuff in, keeping the bad stuff out. Phishing emails, APT attacks, malicious websites. I make sure you're wasting your time on the safe stuff. Cat photos, World of Warcraft, YouTube surgery videos.
Come on, really?
My secret, cell phones. Except it's not really a secret. It's awesome and amazing and life-sustaining, like your favorite bag of chips. I'm a psychiatrist. I console you when you drop your phone in the toilet. Disinfect it, stick it in a bag of rice, you're gonna be fine. I'm there for you when you leave your MacBook in Madrid. Everything was encrypted, you're gonna be fine. I'm on your side when a font change on Facebook turns your whole world upside down. Give it a week, you're gonna be fine. And Brian's totally into you. Username. You know the one you didn't read? Well, I read it. I wrote it. Command-Shift-E will merge your existing layers. Control-Alt-Shift F9 will recheck your dependent formulas, then calculate all cells and open workbooks, including cells not marked as needing to be calculated. Control-Alt-Wake Up will help you realize that she's just not that into you. Do not put your coffee next to your laptop.
Sorry.
Do not connect to unsecure Wi-Fi. Sorry. Do not clog the server with One Direction videos. Sorry. Voice of reason. No, a brand new laptop will not make you a better employee. Yes, 5 minutes is a reasonable amount of time to download a 500 megabyte file. Maybe if you said thanks more often and fix the Wi-Fi in your apartment. Thanks. I'm a special ops tech warrior with a black belt in genius. I can fix your email from halfway around the world. I can travel back in time to restore your laptop. Dude, thanks. I can teach you how to destroy your friends at Candy Crush.
Yes.
I'm a bodyguard, protecting the company from spamware, malware, spyware, cyber terrorists, and Terry, me. Your password's way too weak. Nobody knows my password. Captain Romance. I'm a computer guy, an IT manager, system administrator. But what does that really mean? It means I keep the world running. Your world, anyway. If it's got buttons or a screen or an operating system, it's my job to keep it running. The CEO can call in sick and no one will notice.
It's true.
I step out for lunch and everyone loses their mind.
I was scared.
Hey, even superheroes need to eat. Just let me inhale my meatball sub and I will return to save your world. Because who am I? Well, I'm a warm blanket. I'm a slap in the face. I am a friendly wizard and a heartless heavy. Who am I? You're a rock star! An IT rock star. And it's time to rock!
Like I said, we're going to try and keep it kind of light. So with that, we're going to just jump right in. So I got 5 tips that we're going to talk about to keep your data safe, okay? First off, back up. Back up, back up, back up. If you have something that's important on your computer, your server, someplace like that, it's got to be backed up. How many times does it need to be backed up? Twice. You should probably have a local backup and have a cloud backup somewhere else. That way, if something happens to your business, you've got that backup someplace else as well. There's a lot of different backup methods that you can go with. You can just do file backups, or you can do an entire image backup, or you can do something that's called a BDR, which is an appliance. What's nice about an appliance is that if your server goes down, we can literally reprogram the appliance in about 20 minutes, and it can act as your server. So if you have mission critical type server that just cannot go down, we have ways for you to keep your data back up that way. Also, test that backup. So make sure that you have weekly reports or monthly reports or quarterly reports or some sort of report that you know that you can go back in and say, yes, that backup happened, that data is actually there. I cannot tell you how many times that we have tried to retrieve backups from customers, self-set up backup systems where the backup system stopped backing up 6 months ago and nobody noticed. And so that's a really important thing to stay on top of that. Next one is virus protection, and I'm going to turn that over to James here.
Morning. Like Thomas said, my name is James. I head up the Network Security Division at Computer Depot. I'm excited. It's getting towards the end of October, so they'll let me out of the cave, scare the locals. I don't know how many times we get people who bring their computer in, oh, but I've got Norton, or I'm just using Windows Defender. Well, it's not running at all. It hasn't been running in God knows how long. The next thing that we do a lot of is firewalls. Now, each computer has a built-in software firewall, but that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about hardware firewalls or appliances. So the appliance actually, it sits in between you and your internet. So that appliance can monitor what you're doing. A couple different things. You can do content filtering. So your employees aren't looking at lolcats or looking for a new job. So it's not just keeping the dirty sites away. It's keeping your employees safe.
All right, number 4 is using a strong password. So who is using Captain Romance in here? Oh, I got one, okay. So what is a strong password? You know, a lot of people think they know what a strong password is, but they really don't. A strong password is going to be generally at least 12 characters. And it's going to have other elements in there as well. So other elements is going to be uppercase, lowercase, a number, and some sort of a symbol. You do not want it to be any single word because there's a lot of different, what you call a brute force attack, which means that it's running your account through a computer system that's basically running it through a dictionary, okay? So you want to be able to create a password that is not easy. And the problem is there's a lot of different, every site needs a password these days, and almost all the sites are a little bit different in some way. And you generally don't need or don't want to have the same password on multiple sites. You want to stay away from that as well. So one little suggestion, come up with a sentence. So for example, the dog ate bacon. So the D is capitalized. You got the number 8, and you got an apostrophe, an exclamation mark at the end. So that's one way to kind of help you remember your passwords is by creating little sentences out of them. If all else fails, the best password out there is the one that you don't know. Huh? How do you do that? Use a password manager such as LastPass or something like that. LastPass will use encrypted passwords that are very long. Generally, you're talking about passwords that could be 30 characters or more. And you would typically use some sort of either a password locally to log in, which is hopefully a very strong password, or you're using some sort of a fingerprint reader or something like that identifies you. So So that's going to be your biggest line of defense, is making sure that you have a very good password. Lastly, update. Everybody knows that Microsoft and Mac releases updates all the time. And I think most people understand that it's important to apply those updates. If you don't know that it's important, please, I just now told you, make sure that your Mac and your Windows software is up to date. But a lot of people don't realize there's a lot of third parties out there. What I'm calling third-party software is like your Flash player, or your Adobe Reader, or some other piece of software that you're using. You don't even know that you're using, but occasionally you get something on the right-hand side there that pops up and says, hey, we need to update blah, blah, blah. And the vast majority of you all are hitting cancel because you don't want to feel like wanting to restart, but this is the thing. Almost all exploits, or the vast majority of exploits, are coming in through those third-party applications. Because most of y'all haven't updated those applications in years, okay? And so what that means is that there is software holes in your computer that somebody from Nigeria is poking for and finding, and once they find, they insert some sort of a code that allows them to have access to your computer. So update. Super, super important. Make sure that if you do have a firewall, or if you have a router, because some of the routers out there can act as a firewall as well, make sure that router's firmware is up to date. We had an incident not too long ago where we were able to break right into a customer's firewall because they had old firmware on their firewall. And so we were able to exploit that, and we were able to get access to their programs. And so, these are all things that you need to kind of keep in mind. So, why do you need us?
Well,
I'm gonna hand it over to Rebecca.
well, before he does, and before we leave the question, hang on a second, come back here a minute. Before we leave the question of who are we and go to the question of why do you need us, I'd like him to tell you about Recycle for a Reason. This is a program that we started several years ago, and I just love it. And you missed that.
Yeah, thank you for getting me on track there. So Recycle for a Reason. Basically, we offer computer recycling. So if you have older computer equipment in your shop or your home or your business or whatever, and you're needing to find a new home for it, you can drop it off at any one of our 4 locations. We will take that equipment in, and even if you have data on it, we will make sure that the hard drives are destroyed on it, so that you don't have to worry about any of your data getting lost. But one of the things that we do is we go through these computers. A lot of them that we get are junk, and we send them to an external recycler that recycles the metals and stuff out of them, and they keep them out of landfills. But one of the other things that we do with them is that we do occasionally get some good equipment. When we get that good equipment, we try really hard to donate that back to nonprofits in the Sevier County area. And so we have donated dozens of systems over the past year or so to different nonprofits. And so that's what she's wanting to tell you about. So thank you, I appreciate it.
Okay, I'm not much of a speaker, I'm more of a talker, and I talk with my hands, so let me get this in here. I was tasked with the job of waking you guys up just in case. I'm kidding. But we are going to get up out of our seats. I want to draw your attention to the items on your table. First of all, if you have a thermos in front of you, I'd like for you to grab that thermos. Go ahead, claim the thermoses. And stand up. Stand up. Okay, stand up tall. Hold your thermos up. I want everybody to see this. You guys represent the people in this room who are likely to have their identity stolen this year. Bless you. I'm sorry. You may be seated. 1 in 30. 1 in 30 are likely to have their identity stolen. Yes, and you think that it's worth so much. And it is very valuable to you, but it'll be sold on the market for about 12 cents. Again, bless you. Okay, now I'd like to turn your attention to the flashlights. If you have a flashlight in front of you, go ahead and grab that flashlight. Stand up. Turn it on. Shine that light all around the room. You guys represent the people in this room who do a really good job. Your networks are shining bright. Okay, you have good passwords. You may be seated. You have good, strong passwords. You're backing up your data regularly. You're deploying really strong firewalls, so you guys are obviously, if you are already working with Computer Depot, you are in that group. All right, and lastly, we have the chip clips. If you have a chip clip in front of you, grab those chip clips and stand up. Come on. Come on. It's most of you in this room. Grab a chip clip, stand up. I'm so sorry, but you all represent the number of businesses who are likely to lose data this year. Your networks are being held together by a chip clip. Bless you. Either through human error, and we saw a lot of that, or through cybercrime, 60+% of businesses will lose data this year. So that is why you need us. And if you still don't believe me, we've saved the scariest part for last.
I will download suspicious software.
I will download suspicious attachments.
I will download suspicious apps.
If there were a button that said download malware, I'd click it.
Oh, I'll download malware.
Like the plague. I'll download the plague.
And email it to everyone.
I will visit suspicious websites. Gambling.
Pornography.
BitTorrents.
FreeStreamingMovies.com.
FreeLicenseCodes.com.
FreeNuclearCodes.com.
I just ended up on watchlist.gov.
ExpensiveLawsuit.com/we're all going to prison.
I will help that